ideas on how we can handle plastic, how we can handle organic waste. So at Green Cities, we do the plastic here, we do electronics, we're trying to now handle electronics, we do organic waste. So we do the organic waste in Bensonville, they will produce fertilizer from the organic waste. We bring them in here. So you see here, we have both in Liberia, more often the cold water plastic is a leading plastic that take the street, right? So we have the cold water plastic that we collect from the street. Now we work with community-based organizations, and even our colleagues are doing it. Like sometimes when HASA or Libra or whosoever collect, they also send it over to us in the process. Now the plastics you can see behind, they are dirty. Now we don't leave them dirty and do anything with them. For the thin plastic, we have this machine. This is a complete washing line. This machine, we run this machine with water. So when we're running this machine, that's why you see this tank up here. We have the tank back there that fill the water in here. And then as we're washing the plastic, we waste it in this tank. We fill in this tank with water for rinsing. So as we rinse the plastic, we have the plastic coming in this boot. So if you see here, this is where we have the plastic in stock. After cleaning, everything comes in here. So once the plastic is clean like this, it means that we can use this plastic to palletize it. Now palletizing means preparing it that it can be used as a raw materials for producing end product. Yeah, so this is what we do with the thin plastic. Now we have another segment of the plastic that is hardly in the street. We call them the high density polyethylene plastic, that the hard rubber, right? Now those hard rubber that the hard gallon, the old rubber bucket and whatsoever, we have this machine. This machine processes that. This machine is there to ground it, and then we have our team that actually clean it because we want it clean before we can do anything with it. So once it is clean, once we ground it with this machine, we put it here and then we have the team out there that clean it. Once they clean it, we package it here. Now this package once, this is what actually the room does. The room doesn't do anything more than this. This is what we do here. And then once we do this here, the next thing we do, we take almost all of them in the next room. Yeah. In here we have two sets of machines. We have a palletizing line that turn the plastic into a pallet, both the HDP and LDPE. One thing about it, we can mix up the plastic. Like for them, the high density polyethylene, the low density polyethylene, we can mix them. But we cannot make them with PP. We cannot mix them with PET, that is a PET plastic, and other plastic. But the two of them, they can work together. So once we palletize them, we brought this new injection machine in. Now, this injection machine, we just set up for more. Very shortly, we got a new set of this, also one more set of this machine that is coming from China shortly. It will be producing geometry set for schools, that which we started. And then it will also be producing a latest cup for rubber farmers. We started discussing with rubber farmers from the plastic waste. And then we have the fertilizer is done also from the waste in Bensonville. Now if you look at the analysis, based on research, per volume, statistics prove that 43% to 45% of our waste are organic. Now the question is, what do we do with them? We have a lot of solutions for them. That is why LIPSWA, that is the Liberian Solid Waste Management Association, we have decided what can we do? It's important. What role can we play? That is why even in the midst of all of the difficulties we face, the four institutions, the Libra Sanitation, NC Senator, Green Cities, and that of HASA, we're fighting our best, even with electronics, even with other things, like even dishwashing now is one of the key things that we help to have the city clean. So these are great things that we're doing, but then we can achieve it if we don't have the political buy-in from the city authority and that of the national government. At the end of the day, we will do everything, it definitely will go down the drain. So this is what we do, and this is all of us doing. Like you find the team, the four of us, the four institutions, we work together. We are not competitors. We see one another like partners in the business. Because there are things that HASA are doing, it's possible that Green City is not doing, and Green City can send out more to HASA. Just like that. So we are partners in the business. This celebration Green cities are awarded one of the national awards for our sustainable development towards Monrovia and other cities. So if we are not doing the right thing, especially at a level this one, why do you think we'll be recognized by people? Now, if you can see this is an international award we got in Chicago, right? Where all of the entrepreneurs around, like Africa and all of the US, the US Africa Entrepreneurship Award. And what we do in Liberia, we're recognized internationally in the United States. And even at the level of Africa, the Clean Up Africa Award, in 2017, we won this award. So the question is, what is happening with our government? We are recognized out there, but in our own country, the people see us to be nothing. And I think with politics, we can achieve it. This is our national initiative. Like now, this is an award from Barack Obama in 2014 at the Mandela Washington Fellowship Celebration Program in the US. Now, that's a certificate signed by the US President by then, given to me in Washington, D.C. And you can see up there, the orange competition, we won an orange competition. So there are a lot of recognitions we have gotten. Like recently, I was in China, went to have some things, I met the students, Liberian students in China, and were recognized by the students in China for our level of work back home. So we think this is about our country, it's not about politics. Because politics is just for a short time. Sure. We want to be very clear on issue, especially we at the level of the secondary waste management institution. I'm talking about the leading four and other CBEs, community-based enterprises. That is HASA, Libra Sanitation, NC Senator Green Cities. We strongly believe we cannot achieve it in the absence of having that support from national government and having that support from the Monrovia City Corporation and that of the Pinsville City Corporation, because those are the two leading cities that most of us operate in. But then there are key things we want to check mark along the line, which is very important as we proceed. If it is true, I repeat, if it is true that the public relations officer of the Monrovia City Corporation made a statement yesterday that we were charging customers very high, it is from that perspective that the city authority decided to intervene and then stop us from exploiting the Liberian people. I think that's a disservice to us. That is a complete lie. I don't know where he took his information from. Because if he's continuing to go in this path, it means that all of the meetings we're having with the city authority is just a waste. Because we had a meeting with the city mayor where we discussed on issues. And there are things that we talk about with the city mayor, I think is actually bring that coordination. But there's something that we believe that is coming from somewhere. The problem with lip-swap relationship with the MCC is not Major Jefferson Koji. The problems are the people around Major Jefferson Koji. They are the problem. And you know, we will not remain silent. We will remain strong on this to inform the mayor that people around him are supporting his leadership. And he needs to be very careful. Because the mayor support, our last meeting we had before I traveled out to China, the mayor gave 100% support to our dream. And agreed that we are going to have everything put in place and for all of us to be able to work together. But people around the circle are manipulating things for self-aggrandizement. And we think he needs to be very, very careful. And to say this, we have been pushed. Since this issue has been going on as institutions, we have never had anything called press conference. No. We went away from the media totally because we are business people. We think we should negotiate with city authority. We think we should negotiate with the national government. And another thing we strongly believe is the President of the Republic of Liberia, His Excellency Ambassador George Manewia, said during his inaugural speech that we will not be spectators in our own economy, meaning Liberian entrepreneurs and business owners. So we think that's something strongly he's willing to live by. And with that statement, whenever we are making decisions, we think that our president believes Liberians need to take over. So if there is anything other than us, we think it's on the wrong path for this country. So that is why I think we actually have the press here to make the clarity that under no condition, and we are prepared. It's a challenge. We sent out to the public relation officer and his team that actually came out saying that we were overcharging customers. If there is any single customers that they will bring out that will indicate that we overcharge them, we are definitely prepared to pay any fine relating to that. And in addition to that, if there is any situation that proves that we have been exploiting the city on a lot of things, we are prepared for that. And let me say this again. We are private institutions registered with the government of Liberia. We pay taxes. We get lessons from EPA. We pay more than $500 to get a year lessons from EPA. For God's sake. It means that we are legally assisting in an enterprise system. Because Liberia is a capitalist country. It's a free enterprise system. So if there's anything changing, the necessary clarity needs to be made. We should get on the table to do the necessary things that are okay for us. To the press, as we speak today to you, we have not been doing business for the past time. All of our customers, nothing is going on. 2, we do not dispose garbage as we speak now. The landfill is closed down, and I think the reason given is there are some work done at the landfill. But we hope actually that is achieved. And another thing, some of our colleagues actually, cars were arrested before, and people were, taken away somehow, which we think it's not good. And we decided not to come to the press. We think the best place for us to solve our problem is to meet the authority of the city corporation. But to have the public relation officer going to the extent of reducing us to nothing is something that will not take a back on. Because we believe that President Weah is there for the masses. And he came to see Liberia to be a better country, especially using a proper agenda. And the proper agenda talks about the bottom-top approach. It's not the top-bottom approach. So it's something that we strongly believe, and we are prepared to sacrifice our time and our resources to transform, to help government transform our economy. As we speak now, most of our employees are not even working. Some of our companies have 50 employees, some of them 70. But we can pay them because we are not working. Our functions has been taken away from us. But we still believe there's a way out. And that best way out is to get on the table and have better reconciliation, better negotiation, that which we started with the city. And we think we can get back to continue that. But to have a public relation officer contradicting our negotiation of the city authority is something we are not going to sit back and watch, because the public has been informed that we are exploiting them, exploiting customers. So if we remain silent, it means that what the public relation officer said is true. So it's from that background that we are having the press conference today. And as member of LIPSWA, especially the president, Mr. George Howard, this is a blessing that we actually got to be able to speak on behalf of the institution. So that is why we actually have here today. The city called for a meeting. There was a city mapping exercise that was done by the city, that which was very excellent. And even up to now, we support that exercise 100%. If we are to transform as a nation from this donor-driven mindset to sustainable development, we need to be in a position to pay for services and products. So, with the city doing a city mapping, we support that 100%. Now, after that, the city called us to a meeting. That was a date. And in that meeting, they told us that, okay, we have done the mapping. There's a need that we'll be doing partnership to work with you guys to be able to, but then the partnership will include a banking institution. That is GT Bank, right? So GT Bank will be the mediator between the MCC and that of the players in the waste sector. So we agree. We say, okay, we think that would be a better thing. We have a mediator in the process. We can start the process. And we have series of meetings, but then things were not just working out. For every time we go to a meeting, there'll be a different thing. Every time. And you know, one of the things, most of our meetings, to be frank with you, the mayor has been, the mayor had a lot of issues to handle. So he always had people representing him. But the fact about it is those that represent the mayors, they are not in the interest of the mayor. I will repeat this. Those are behind the mayor, they are the president of Mayor Jefferson Koji. If he doesn't know, he needs to open his eyes. To be frank, we have been pushed. We never wanted to have any press conference. But you cannot reduce all to nothing.
Specifically, I'm not putting you specifically, what's the role of the GT Bank?
The GT Bank was
Are they giving you loan?
I think it's something that was discussed by the city, that GT Bank is willing to give some loan to buy some equipment. But then the procedure of that, we think it was not realistic, because you say we should have our account with GT Bank. And we run private institutions. We have our accounts with some banking institutions. And secondly, we have taken loan from some of the banks. We are paying loan to these banks. So if we are diverting our entire payment line, especially our cash flow, to another banking institution, we have to be clear with this. Because it's something that I think we believe will affect our businesses. But then we keep saying this. And sometimes, the political will is another thing in business. If it is not on your side, this is where we are. And we think it's not good for our country. It's not good for our country. So it's absolutely bad for our country.
So